People have been talking about Mars Hill, have been talking about you, have been talking about me. And my first book came out at the beginning of August. And some of you are aware of the things. And I want to address specifically those of you who are a bit confused, have questions, have picked up gossip or rumors, or people have taken fragments from an interview, and between the hot dog buns and the pastries at the supermarket have pinned you and said, what about this? What about this? What are you guys doing there? And so I would like to address those who are a part of Mars Hill, who love being a part of this Mars Hill, but have found themselves perhaps in the past month thinking, what am I a part of? Specifically in relation to things perhaps yours truly has said or written. I want to go one by one through some of the things that I am told are central to this I don't know what they are. Discussion, buzz, rumor. Number one, apparently there are talk about the Bible and what we believe about it and what I believe about it. We believe and affirm everything the Bible believes and affirms. We believe it's inspired. We believe it's authoritative. We actually think it's God's Word. I love this phrase, the Lausanne Convention 1974. Billy Graham and a group of others came up with this phrase. We affirm everything the Bible affirms. The question has been somehow that this is a community where we don't take the Bible seriously. The reason why I don't every week, and we haven't had long talks about what the Bible is and why we do it and all that, is I would rather us be the kind of community that instead of talking endlessly about what the Bible is, we would be the kind of community where we would study it, we would read it, and then we would go do what it says. I would hope that you would have a sense. And whether or not the Bible is important and they don't, I would assume you understand and realize every single week when I stand up here with you, what's the first thing we do? We open the Scriptures and we study it to try to figure out how to live it. I would hope that speaks enough. I do, however, in talking about the Bible, we want to talk about the Bible, how the Bible talks about the Bible. Inspired, God-breathed, useful for teaching, authoritative. It's useful for training. It's useful for correcting. It's useful for guiding us into our knowledge of Christ. I do at the same time want to make it very clear at Mars Hill that the Bible is not the point. The point is knowing Jesus Christ and the power of His resurrection. And what can happen is, my wife refers to it as bibliolatry, is the Bible becomes like a new golden calf where people bow down to the wrong things. We do not worship the Bible, we worship God. And that is something that we will take on. And we will confront those who hold the Bible up higher than what the Bible holds up, which is God, Jesus, and the power of the resurrection. It's possible to know lots of Bible verses, to know lots of passages, to know lots of Greek and Hebrew words and not be transformed by the love of Christ. And it's possible for the sword to cut people in all of the wrong kinds of ways. Are we tracking with this? So we will continue to teach it, to wrestle with it, to discuss it. But ultimately we want to be the kind of community that is so busy trying to do it that it's crystal clear these are the words of God and we want to do what these words say to do. Are we tracking? Yeah. Now, secondly, there's been all sorts of discussion about Jesus. My understanding and our understanding from the beginning has been that Jesus is the way to God. I know for me personally and for many of you, He is our only hope. He's the only hope we know of. He's God reconciling all things in heaven and earth to us through Jesus Christ on the cross. My understanding personally and my understanding as our community is our understanding is that Jesus is our only hope today, tomorrow, and for the future. I know of no other hope outside of Jesus Christ and the power of the resurrection. A third area that apparently people are chatting about, I use that word loosely, is salvation. From the beginning, we have invited people to trust Jesus Christ for salvation. We have invited people to trust Jesus not just with sins and not just with the forgiveness of sins. We've invited people to trust Jesus with their finances, with their fears, with their marriages, with their addictions, with heaven, with the future, and with their entire lives. And we will continue to invite as many people as possible to trust their entire lives to Jesus Christ as their only hope.